Hello friends, I have a question for you. If you want to, how can you transform your life? I'm coming to you from my beautiful beach here in the Philippines. I'm going to take a few minutes and I'm going to be speaking straight heart to heart with you about some of the things that I applied that work, that I know will work for you too. So stay tuned. It's going to be brief, straight to the point, and it's going to be fundamental and easy to use if you'll just do it, okay? So let's get started. Ready? Before we get started on our subject, I wanted to first of all thank all of you who have subscribed and all of you who have been watching my videos. Just a couple of weeks ago I surpassed the 100 video mark, over 100 videos that I've made. And they can all be found on my channel, of course, The Power of Imagination. It's been a joyride. I mean, it's been an adventure since I started my YouTube channel just 4 months ago. Recently, I did the video on my travels. I've been doing adventure videos. So I've been wanting to show you, not just tell you about how you can live an amazing life, but I wanted to show you that, yes, I have been. And I still am. So I have a video I just released recently on Playa del Carmen. And I'm also going to be showing you my life of 2 years in Bali, Indonesia. And I know that's the one you want to see, a lot of you. And I'm also going to be speaking about my life here in the Philippines, where I've been over 5 months now in the Philippines, living primarily now on the island of Mindoro in an area called Puerto Galera. Anyway, it's absolutely marvelous here, and this is my beach. I live literally less than a 3-minute casual walk from my apartment to the beach. I call it, I live a tsunami away. In other words, back here where I live, up the hill, the water would have to climb pretty far it would have to be a pretty gnarly tsunami in order to reach us. So I know I shouldn't joke about that, but anyway, I'm so close to the beach, and this is my beach. And this is a Saturday and there's hardly anybody out here. The reason why is because this is not the touristy beach. The touristy beach is the next beach over called White Beach. So, shh, if you come here and you come to Ananuan Alaya Beach, it goes by many different names. It's the beach right next to White Beach, but don't tell anybody else, okay? Because I don't want it to get crowded and ruin the paradise. But anyway, I wanted to thank you for being here, and I'm going to be in upcoming videos giving you more on my travel adventures, okay, in Bali and in here and elsewhere. So, but today I want to talk to you about transformation, because I transformed my life in a significant way. Pause for a second because I had someone walking by. In any case, so the idea of transformation is going from what you are, who you are now, and to where you want to be. And it really involves two things. One is having the goal of what you want to accomplish, knowing where you want to be, okay? But it also, excuse me, it starts with transformation of yourself. Why so? Because, say for example, you wanted to move to the Caribbean, or you wanted to move to the Philippines or Bali, or perhaps you want to take on that new career and job. You want to get the courage to ask out that woman or man that you want to date, okay? To speak up in love affairs. However, what stops you? What stops you is your self-conception, how you view yourself, what you believe and accept as true about you. That's why often people will use terms like, I don't know, I just can't see myself doing that. Or, you have to have special talent for that. Or, you know, I don't know if actually I could do that. It sounds lovely, but I don't have the money to do it. Or, in my culture, we just don't do that. Or in my family, nobody's ever been rich, or nobody's ever done that. Whatever, your list of reasons might be many, but the point is that if you don't accept and believe you can do it personally and transform that part of you, while even at the same time pursuing a specific transformational goal, right, of actually getting that career, making that move, having that new person in your life, or whatever it is that you want to do in your life, shedding that extra weight, becoming healthy, having a better relationship with your kids. You know, the list is endless, really, right? But in order to do that, you have to believe that it's possible. Okay, you have to believe that it's possible. You have to believe that you actually can see it happen in your life. And that starts with who? Not with what somebody else is telling you or what somebody else believes about you and your potential. No, it starts with you. So transformation starts with yourself. Okay, that's just want to say that in brief. So let me give you the brief of what happened with me. I've made a lot of transformations over the decades because I've been practicing this stuff called the law of attraction and the law of assumption for years, because I not only believe in it, but I've experienced it and I know it works, okay? But back in 2019, I had 2017 through 2019, I made some amazing trips. I went to Hawaii. I went to Fiji and did a bull shark dive with my cousin in Fiji. Fiji is amazing, by the way. And then later, that was with my cousin. Later, after my separation and divorce, I also went by myself. So I went by myself to Thailand. Oh my God, it was amazing. So just an amazing time in Thailand. Okay, so I had to have courage to do that on my own, right? To travel on my own, so that took courage, and I had that belief system. I built that up over time. But having that experience, you know, I thought to myself, this is a life that I want. I've always seen myself as Beach Bobby, even through decades of living in the desert and living up in the north coast of Oregon. When I lived in New York City, all the traveling I did before I retired, it's a life that I wanted to have. Yeah, I experienced it in brief vacations, in the Virgin Islands, in Puerto Rico, in the Bahamas, going to Florida, traveling across the country. These other trips I mentioned, for example, and traveling to different islands and beaches. But I wanted that to be my life. In other words, I wanted to move into that lifestyle in a regular way and actually live it, not just visit it once in a while, okay? So what I did back in late 2019, and this is a very fundamental, because I told you I'd give you some fundamental steps. And this was really from a combination of teachers. It was from Neville Goddard, it was from Bob Proctor, it was from Joe Dispenza and others. Okay, particularly Bob Proctor taught that you need to write it down. So first thing you need to know what you want, of course, but then you need to write it down and write it down in detail, okay, what you'd like to have happen in your life, and then take that story and write it down in the first person, present tense is already done. Long story short, I wrote out that I would be on the beach, living the tropical lifestyle, and I would also meet the woman who would become my partner, okay? I would have that lifestyle, woo, little gust of wind and sand, and I would be living on the beach. I told you this is going to be spontaneous. I'm not even going to edit this, okay? So we're going to take it as it is. I wrote it out, and then the next step is I actually recorded it. And you do it with gratitude. So basically something along these lines. I am so happy and grateful now that I'm living my island life. I have met the woman of my dreams, and I'm not going to go into detail for you, but I actually put in great detail. So I literally would listen to that as my life already done. So how would I listen to it? Well, you take what you write down and you record it. On your very phone, you can find applications for recording. And you want to get the kind of, most of them have it where it loops. And you're transforming your mind, you're renewing your mind and your belief system, okay? So I would listen to that every night as I fell asleep. And in the morning, I would write it out again. I would also do what Bob Proctor recommended, which is to every morning write out 10 things that you're grateful for. I am so grateful for, and it could be anything, you know, things that you're grateful for. You know, I'm grateful for my kids. I'm grateful for my health. I am so grateful that I have a healthy income, healthy lifestyle, whatever it is. I'm so grateful for my parents, my mom and dad, even though at that time they'd already passed. Okay, so I would write out my things that I would be grateful for. So that would put me in the mood and spirit of receiving, because that's a big part of it. Gratitude puts you in the atmosphere and in the spirit and the vibration of receiving. So I would do that every morning, and then throughout the day, I had a card, right? At that time, I was still working for Hilton Hotels. I had a card that I had written out, my goal. On one side was the goal, and the other side was an inspirational phrase or saying, okay? And that idea is taken from Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. So I combined all this stuff, but I did it religiously. Well, you know what happened? Early 2020, COVID struck. I was laid off with thousands of other people. And long story short, I decided to retire early. I was only 62. I wasn't going to be 63 until May of 2020. But I made up my mind I was going to retire and I was going to go live the island life. Where? How exactly? I had no clue. That didn't matter. See, that's one of the keys to manifesting, is you don't get caught up in how. You just see it as already done. You believe that that's going to be your life. So that's what I did night after night. I went through a lot of stuff. I had a Corvette. I actually crashed my Corvette. I got a big insurance settlement, which actually was one of the bridges that actually helped me afford to move and retire, by the way. And everything was shut down. Remember, it was COVID. So I got COVID in early April. Had it for about 10 days. It felt like a bad flu. But after that, I said, you know what? That's not going to stop me. So where can I go? Where can I go? Well, everything was shut down. You couldn't go anywhere. One of the only countries that was available to go to is Mexico, because Mexico never closed. My cousin, same cousin, Benjamin, he and I went on an epic trip, which I'm going to show you some videos on that in another segment, to Playa del Carmen. We scuba dived off of Cozumel, off of Cancun, and off of Playa del Carmen. We also did a whole bunch of cenote dives, which you see a lot of those in my last current video on Playa del Carmen. Please go watch that. It's so cool. So I had all these experiences. While I was there, the master diver said, because I talked about how I wanted to take it to the next level, not only become an advanced diver, which I already was, but become a master diver. Well, Ronnie Vargas, my dive buddy and master diver there, the one who I always went diving with, and was my trainer, my teacher for diving in Mexico, he said, Bobby, if you really want to do this, you have to move here and you have to commit to staying here at least 2 or 3 months. Wow. I said, you know what? I'll do it. So that was my first beach move. And it all just got better from there. So I was there for 9 months. In the meantime, I developed this desire. I wanted to go back to Southeast Asia. I thought in terms of Thailand, but Thailand wasn't open. It wasn't ready to go back to. My daughter suggested Bali, and so that's where I ended up. It wasn't easy to go to Bali either. The whole visa thing was very difficult at that time. I had to get a special business visa. When I arrived in Jakarta, I had to go through all the quarantine and all that stuff. I ended up in Bali. I had some tremendous experiences there, which I'm going to definitely show you that. And remember, I'm going to show you that in my adventure videos as I continue with that later. But I had my beach life. I was living in Bali near the beach, and I was scuba diving, and I was enjoying the food and the culture. I learned to speak the language. Saya bisa bicara bahasa Indonesia. I can speak Indonesian now fluently. I had a marvelous time, basically. I was living the dream. But I was able to do that because I had convinced myself, number one, and I also believe in all that stuff they say about the law of attraction and the law of assumption, that when you assume it and believe it, you put things into action in the universe. I actually believe it's God. I believe in God. That the circumstances, people, and the incidences that need to happen for you to realize your dream all begin to coalesce and happen. You don't force it to happen. You don't have to make it happen. You just keep your vision in front of you, and the steps and the actions that you take just happen. They happen naturally. Okay? So it's the same thing with the Philippines. When I moved, I went back to the United States about 6 months ago to see my family, my kids and my brother and sister and grandkids. I enjoyed that, but I always had plans that I was still moving back to Southeast Asia. This time I chose the Philippines. Why? Why not? Okay, so I've been to 5 islands here in the Philippines. It's been amazing. And again, I promised you I was going to keep this short, right? But here's the point. There are actual steps you can take. I mentioned a few of those. Knowing what you want, developing your belief system, that you can do it and have it, writing it down, who you want to become, where you want to live, what you want it to look like, okay? Then putting it in the first person present tense is already yours. I'm so grateful for living on the beach, having my best beach life now, and everything, okay? So I even manifested right down to the very thing that I'm not prepared to give you the full Monty on it yet, but I manifested the lady, the woman of my life. I had written down 16 characteristics that the woman of my dreams would have, qualities that she would have. I met this woman organically on this beach, okay, as I had imagined that I would meet someone on the beach 4 years ago, okay? It happened exactly. She's got all those qualities. It's actually for another video coming up later, okay? But my point is this, friends. Self-transformation and life circumstance transformation cannot be separated. You have to believe it to see it. Not see it to believe it, but you have to believe it, see it in your mind as already done, come to the belief that it's done, and there are processes to do that. They're on my other videos. If you go to my channel, I'll be giving you more again on that in the future. But I want to thank you for being here today. I hope you have questions for me. I know you're going to comment, and I look forward to your comments. Please do so. And if you're interested in one-on-one coaching, I'm available for that. I have done personal, private imagination coaching with people now in over 45 countries. But in any case, thank you for being here, and may I wish for you a life that's better than the best you could possibly imagine, and to remind you that you can have the life that you desire and you can transform into it. I know because I've experienced it personally, and I have jillions of clients who've done the same. Okay? Thank you for being here, and take care. Talk to you again soon.